Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra. Market Mantra.
Welcome to this Wednesday's edition of Market Mantra, the program in which we give you a complete update on the economic, business and stock market news of the day. I'm Arjun Chaudhary and with me is my co-anchor in Hindi, Vishal Sharma.
नमस्कार, मार्केट मंत्र में आप सभी का स्वागत। प्रतिदिन की तरह आज भी हम देश और दुनिया से आर्थिक, व्यापारिक और शेयर बाजार के ताजा समाचार आप तक लाएंगे, साथ ही उन पर विशेषज्ञों के साथ चर्चा भी करेंगे। सबसे पहले हेडलाइंस के साथ हैं अर्जुन चौधरी।
At the stock markets, falling for the third straight day, Sensex drops 329 points and Nifty slips 104 points. Rupee weakens by 36 paise against the US dollar. Union Cabinet clears a production-linked incentive scheme for semiconductors and display manufacturing worth 76,000 crore rupees. And the Bank of America forecasts Indian economy to grow at 8.2% next fiscal.
घरेलू शेयर बाजारों में लगातार तीसरे कारोबारी दिन गिरावट। सेंसेक्स 329 अंक लुढ़का, निफ्टी फिसलकर 104 अंक नीचे आया। रुपया हुआ डॉलर के मुकाबले 36 पैसे कमजोर। केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडल ने सेमीकंडक्टर और डिस्प्ले मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए 76,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक की उत्पादन आधारित प्रोत्साहन योजना को स्वीकृति दी और बैंक ऑफ अमेरिका का अगले वित्त वर्ष में भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था में 8.2% की वृद्धि का अनुमान। कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत शेयर बाजार से। प्रमुख घरेलू शेयर बाजारों में आज लगातार तीसरे कारोबारी दिन गिरावट रही। बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का सेंसेक्स 0.6% कम होकर 329 अंक की गिरावट से 57,788 पर बंद हुआ। नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का निफ्टी भी 0.6% गिरकर 104 अंक नीचे 17,221 पर आ गया। व्यापक बाजार की बात करें तो बीएसई मिड कैप इंडेक्स 0.7% नुकसान में रहा और स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स में 0.4% की गिरावट दर्ज हुई।
And the stock markets are falling for the third straight day. Sensex at the BSE declined 329 points, 0.6% to end at 57,788 today. Nifty at the NSE slipped 104 points, 0.6% to 17,221. In the broader market, the BSE mid-cap index lost 0.7% and the small cap index shed 0.4%. Sectorally, on the BSE, the realty index was the leading loser, declining by 1.8%. Tech index lost 1.1%. IT, utilities and the metal index dropped 1% each. Oil and gas index fell 0.9%. Finance and the telecom index slipped 0.8% each. Power index slipped 0.7% and the FMCG and the basic materials index shed 0.5% each. But the auto index gained 0.5% and the capital goods index ended marginally higher.
जी, और घरेलू मुद्रा के प्रदर्शन पर नजर डालें तो अंतरबैंक विदेशी मुद्रा विनिमय बाजार में रुपया आज 36 पैसे कमजोर होकर $1 के मुकाबले 76 रुपए 23 पैसे के स्तर पर बंद हुआ। और शेयर बाजार पर ज्यादा बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़ गए हैं बाजार विश्लेषक अविनाश गोरक्षकर। अविनाश जी, कार्यक्रम में आपका स्वागत।
हाँ, गुड इवनिंग
जी। अविनाश जी, आज लगातार तीसरे कारोबारी दिन बाजार में गिरावट रही है। अगर ऑटो सेक्टर को छोड़ दें तो बाकी सभी सेक्टरों में हमें गिरावट देखने को मिल रही है। क्या प्रमुख वजह मान रहे हैं आप इसके पीछे?
देखिए, मुझे लग रहा है कि मार्केट्स में बिकवाली ज्यादातर इसलिए हो गई है क्योंकि अभी करेंसी फैक्टर इंडियन मार्केट्स के अगेंस्ट प्ले हो रहा है। डॉलर स्ट्रेंथन हो रहा है और रुपया वीक हो रहा है और जब भी रुपया वीक होता है तभी इंडियन इकोनॉमी के लिए डेफिनेटली दिक्कतें बढ़ती है क्योंकि जो इंपोर्ट वाली कंपनियां हैं इनके लिए ऑब्वियसली इन्फ्लेशनरी इम्पैक्ट के साथ रॉ मटेरियल कॉस्ट की कीमतें भी बढ़ती है और इसलिए मैं समझता हूं कि अगर रुपया कंटिन्यूसली वीक रहा तो इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं कि मैं समझता हूं कि मार्केट थोड़ी कमजोरी देखने को मिलेगी। उसके ऊपर जो एफआईआई की सेलिंग हो रही है, आज एफआईआई ने वापस काफी बड़ी मात्रा में शेयर की बिकवाली की है और मैं समझता हूं कि ये अगर बिकवाली कंटिन्यू होती है तो लिक्विडिटी का जो कंफर्ट है पहले जो था वो भी मेरे ख्याल से मार्केट्स पे पॉजिटिवली प्ले आउट नहीं होगा। हालांकि यहाँ पे डोमेस्टिक इंस्टीट्यूशन एचएनआई अभी भी थोड़ी बहुत खरीदारी कर रहे हैं लेकिन वो एफआईआई की खरीदारी के सामने कम पड़ रहे हैं। दूसरी बात, कोरोना वायरस को लेके अभी भी थोड़ी सी मार्केट में अनसर्टेनिटी है। ओमिक्रॉन वायरस यूरोप में और बाकी सारे कंट्रीज में थोड़ा फैल रहा है। इंडिया में भी केसेस थोड़े से बढ़ रहे हैं, तो मार्केट्स को शायद थोड़ा सा अभी अनकंफर्टेबल लग रहा है कि अभी इन द नियर टर्म ऐसा कोई बड़ा ट्रिगर मार्केट में नहीं है जिससे कोई बड़ी तेजी हो। आरबीआई की पॉलिसी भी खत्म हो चुकी है और हम समझते हैं कि आने वाले साल में होपफुली दिसंबर के बाद जब नया साल होगा तभी मार्केट बजट को देखेगी, आईटी बजट्स को देखेगी, तो ये सारे ट्रिगर्स थोड़े समय के बाद प्ले आउट करेंगे। नॉर्मली एफआईआई 14-15 तारीख के बाद छुट्टी को ले जाते हैं, तो वैसे भी मार्केट्स में वॉल्यूम कम हो जाता है। तो मेरे ख्याल से ये सब कारणों से मार्केट्स में इंडेक्स को अगर हम देखें तो बहुत वॉलेटिलिटी रहेगी और मैं समझता हूँ कि ये वॉलेटिलिटी एटलीस्ट कम से कम 1-2 हफ्ते के लिए चलेगी बिफोर वी स्टार्ट द न्यू ईयर।
Avinash, you spoke about how the FIIs are net sellers and DIIs are attempting to short cover their selling position in the market right now. Experts also citing the Federal Reserve's decision tomorrow, especially regarding the impact on inflation and more importantly, whether they will taper earlier than expected. So, May is the expected date by which the tapering should begin and they'll roll it back to a few months earlier. What do you expect from the Fed tomorrow?
Clearly, my guess is that, tapering is a very sensitive topic and in all probability, the Fed will also not like to give a surprise shock to the markets, tomorrow. But our sense is that definitely tapering is going to get reflected very strongly in the months of, maybe February or March of next year. And once that happens, liquidity, from the FIs will get sucked out quite significantly and that will be a bigger, threat than even the coronavirus. I think FY22 will be a year when people will be looking at rising interest rates, rising inflation, and obviously this liquidity pressure which is likely to happen post-tapering. So I would say that, maybe not immediately in tomorrow's meeting, but hopefully in the month of February or March, tapering could gather a very strong momentum. That is what the markets are, slightly nervous and indicative. And that's why you're seeing US markets also, being very volatile. Plus the Indian markets obviously reacting to this news flow.
329 points. The market fell today as far as the Sensex is concerned, and the Nifty fell by 103.5 points. Tomorrow is the FNO weekly expiry. So what kind of new positions are now going to be taken, seeing the way investor sentiment is, especially institutional investor sentiment?
I think, basically institutional investors, or for that even the HNI investors are likely to, adopt defensive positions. In fact, not only looking at a weekly expiry, but looking at the current market trends. I think clearly, sectors which are going to be positively played are going to be defensive sectors like pharma, auto components, IT services, because these are sectors which I would believe that, would be beneficiaries of the weakening rupee and the strong dollar. However, I think in the very near term, I think if the rupee crosses further levels, then I think it's going to be hurtful for them. So I think the markets as well as most of the larger institutional players would focus on defensive segments, because that is where I think they would like to hide for the time being, because the market trend clearly shows that the market is unable to cross higher levels, and at higher levels there's a lot of selling pressure which is coming, which unfortunately is not allowing the markets to go up. So the index will continue to underperform for some more time, at least in the very near term.
जी अविनाश, अगर हम रुपए की बात करें तो रुपया 20 महीने के निचले स्तर पर पहुंच गया है। 76 से ऊपर जाना क्या आपको लगता है चिंता का विषय है, और आरबीआई अब इसमें हस्तक्षेप करेगा?
देखिए, मुझे लग रहा है कि डेफिनेटली चिंता की बात है, क्योंकि अगर अमेरिकन डॉलर एप्लीकेशन तो स्वाभाविक है इंडियन रूपी वीक हो जाएगा। और हालांकि ये हमारे एक्सपोर्ट्स के लिए अच्छी बात है, क्योंकि एक्सपोर्ट्स के लिए हमको ज्यादा रियलाइजेशन करेंगे, लेकिन अभी भी हमारी कंट्री में काफी ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स और ऐसे काफी कंपनियां जो इंपोर्ट डिपेंडेंट है, तो यहाँ पे दिक्कतें हो सकती है। और हो सकता है कि आपको 77, 78 का भी फिगर आने वाले कम से कम 3 या 4 महीने में देखने को मिले, क्योंकि जब टेपरिंग होगा मेरे ख्याल से जब लिक्विडिटी निकल जाएगी, और ग्लोबल फैक्टर पे कैसे इंटरेस्ट रेट सेंट्रल बैंक अडॉप्ट करते हैं वो भी देखने वाली बात है, क्योंकि जैसे ही इंटरेस्ट रेट सेंट्रल बैंक बढ़ाएंगे तो मेरे ख्याल से रुपया पे डेफिनेटली और प्रेशर आ सकता है।
We'll be heading for a short commercial break. We'll be back with more on Market Mantra.
Market Mantra brought to you by
नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज।
बड़े भैया इस कहावत को जरा एक्सप्लेन तो करिए कि पैसा पैसा जोड़ के बन जाए रुपया।
सिंपल है छोटे कि इन्वेस्टमेंट थोड़े से पैसों से भी शुरू हो सकता है भैया।
ओहो तो ये बात है।
हाँ छोटे, आज थोड़े से पैसों को सही जगह लगाएंगे तो कल जरूरत के वक्त पर वही काम आएंगे।
बड़े भैया
छोटे,
भारत के सबसे बड़े स्टॉक एक्सचेंज NSE द्वारा निवेशकों के हित में जारी।
सोच कर समझ कर इन्वेस्ट कर।
Welcome back to Market Mantra. We were discussing about market performance on the stock exchange today with our market analyst Avinash Gorakshakkar. Avinash, once again a warm welcome to you on Market Mantra. We were talking earlier about the depreciation of the rupee to the dollar and whether there will be a possible RBI intervention or not. You spoke about how it will impact inflation, the purchasing power of business and its systematic risk all across the economy, including interest rates, the impact on it as well. So if you look at this month itself, we spoke about the weekly expiry. What is the sentiment going to be for the month? Because there's a lot of macroeconomic development, but how do you translate that into market forces and market performance?
Yeah, I think my guess is that, December is going to be a month where now for the coming 2 weeks, you could possibly see a lot of trading volumes getting, squeezed out because obviously FIs are slowly going to reduce their exposure in the Indian markets. And I think, in all probability, on one side, Q3 numbers from corporates are expected to be good, but the bigger fear is that what happens for the US tapering, what happens to the coronavirus. I think these are two elements which are yet not completely clear for investors in Indian markets, and that is the reason the index will not rise immediately. I think the near-term resistance could be about 17,700 or 17,750. And on the downside, I think, the market should obviously look at a support of around 17,100. So I think it's going to be a yo-yo, kind of situation. Investors would obviously like to wait for some clarity post-December. I think once, we get some more numbers about the Omicron virus, not only in India but globally also, and on the interest rate situation possibly, from January onwards, because once central banks start talking about raising interest rates and a faster tapering kind of program, that is definitely going to impact the currency and that is definitely going to impact market sentiment. Because once liquidity goes out of the market, going to see a kind of a negative surprise coming in. Although numbers, corporate numbers could be decent, this is definitely a big negative surprise for the markets in 2022, which is now very much likely. I think we have seen low interest rates for a very long period. So possibly 22 could be a year where one could see again interest rates rising. Maybe, after say 2 to 3 months, maybe March, April onwards, we could see the first rate hike coming in. So, probably my sense is that it's better to now play cautious and only invest in defensive sectors where the interest rates are not going to impact the financials of those corporates.
So you expect a put position as far as the index is concerned in the derivatives market. Even in the cash market, we are seeing a lot of call positions based on what's happening in the cash market. For instance, TVS Motor as an example is seeing a long build-up and they have a tie-up with BMW for electric vehicles. And then there is a lot of interest right now in the exchanges, commodity exchanges like the Indian Energy Exchange, Multi-Commodity Exchange, the Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange. These are also stocks being traded in the cash market. So do you see stock-specific action right now and not sector-specific action?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're going to see a lot of stock-specific activity. And you're right that, stock exchanges are definitely going to be buzzing around because next year we could see the IPO from the National Stock Exchange awaiting for a long time. Most importantly, now exchanges have also been given some sort of, viewpoint that possibly cryptocurrency could be legalized. And if that happens, then regulators could obviously allow, local exchanges to have this or traded on their exchanges. Most importantly, today some news reports had come that power trading could also be looked upon by exchanges like NSE and BSE, which were the reason why the stocks were today in the limelight. So I think there are lots of regulatory changes which could benefit these players. And obviously, I think auto as a sector could possibly see a mild comeback because semiconductor issues are now sorted out. The government has also announced a PLI scheme for semiconductors today. So all these are definitely positive tailwinds which should obviously benefit these sectors. But I think all this would take a little more time to actually crystallize into actual numbers So we'll have to wait and watch as we go ahead.
Briefly, I have a final question regarding IPOs. So when the bull market was there, in the secondary market, stag investors are making a gain. Now there is a bearish market, but we saw the HP Adhesives IPO doing very well, for instance. How do you see the IPO market, especially with the LIC IPO on the horizon?
See, I think my guess is that LIC IPO will be a success. I think everything is dependent on the final valuation and the IPO pricing which is offered to both the institutional as well as the retail investors. And insurance is a very large market, so I am not surprised that, quality IPOs, like LIC or NSE will definitely sail through. But the way IPO markets have been buzzing now, I think it's a time where investors need to be a little cautious because substandard quality businesses are now being offered at extremely high valuation. And that is the reason one has to be very careful. Clearly, I think this would, result in a kind of a bigger kind of a, crash in case, the market sentiment turns negative. And as everyone is aware, IPOs are primarily played on the market sentiment. So IPO pricing is always aggressive by promoters and investors need to take note of that.
जी अविनाश गोरक्षकर कार्यक्रम में हमसे जुड़ने के लिए और बात करने के लिए धन्यवाद। और अब रुख करते हैं एशियाई शेयर बाजारों का। अमेरिका के केंद्रीय बैंक फेडरल रिजर्व के ब्याज दरें बढ़ाने की संभावनाओं को देखते हुए एशियाई शेयर बाजारों में आज कारोबार मिला-जुला रहा। चीन का शंघाई कंपोजिट इंडेक्स 0.4% नुकसान के साथ बंद हुआ। हांगकांग का हैंग सेंग 0.9% और सिंगापुर का स्टेट्स टाइम्स इंडेक्स 0.2% की गिरावट में रहे। हालांकि जापान का निकेई 0.1% की बढ़त में रहा और दक्षिण कोरिया का कोस्पी बिना किसी उतार चढ़ाव के सपाट बंद हुआ। चीन में कारखाना उत्पादन नवंबर में आशा से अधिक रहा, लेकिन कोविड-19 का संक्रमण फिर बढ़ने से खुदरा बिक्री पर प्रतिकूल असर पड़ा है। आज जारी सरकारी आंकड़ों के मुताबिक कारखाना उत्पादन में नवंबर माह में 3.8% की वृद्धि दर्ज हुई। यूरोपीय शेयर बाजारों में अंतर्दिवसीय कारोबार में लंदन का FTSE 100 0.4% की गिरावट में रहा, लेकिन फ्रांस का कैक 0.7% चढ़ा और जर्मनी का डेक्स 0.3% की बढ़त में रहा।
And we're joined by Jayanto Das on the Asian market story. Jayanto, a warm welcome to you on Market Mantra.
Thank you very much, Arun.
Jayanto, I spoke about, in fact, I asked you about the factory output in China and the debt crisis that goes beyond Evergrande, and you mentioned that on Money Matters. My next question is on the chip shortage, because Taiwan has foundries which manufactures chips, very vital for the auto industry. In fact, they have 64% of the market. Next is South Korea, 18%, and China, 4%. So how do you see this issue being resolved so that the chip shortage is no longer a problem?
Well, see, in terms of solution, I guess the only solution is to figure out how it can be done because this is basically monopolizing the market because of the production ability there. And not only chip, Arjun, I think the next biggest challenge, specifically given that EVs are going to be the craze for the next 2-3 years, 4 years onwards, is also, the lithium challenge where Bolivia is one of the only producers. So as we shift on, to a new world order, what we also have to understand is to figure out how we address these problems because these are not traditional items which have been, for hundreds of years have been used by the industry. In terms of new items, I think the new world order in that sense, and since there is nothing called WTO as of now, which is almost ineffective, we have to figure out to see how the world comes in and tries to, address this particular issue.
Well, let's have a look at the U.S. market now. On Wall Street, key indices ended lower yesterday after data showed producer prices increased more than expected in November. Solidifying expectations, the Federal Reserve this week will announce a faster wind down of asset purchases. Declines led by mega cap tech related stocks with Salesforce.com, Microsoft, Adobe and Alphabet pulling down the S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Apple ended lower by 0.8% after the iPhone maker said it would require customers and employees to wear masks at its U.S. retail stores as COVID-19 cases surge. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average shed 107 points or 0.3% to end at 35,544. the S&P 500 lost 35 points, 0.8% to 4,634, and the Nasdaq Composite dropped 176 points to 15,238. 10 of the 11 major S&P 500 sector indices fell, with tech putting on the worst performance, down 1.6%, but financials gained 0.6% as investors bet on a hawkish tone from the Fed at the end of its two-day meeting today. Data from the Labor Department showed that the producer price index, or final demand, in the 12 months from November shot up 9.6%, its largest gain since November 2010. And we will discuss more on the US market with our expert, but this is after a very short break, so please stay tuned on Market Mantra.
बड़े भैया, इस कहावत को जरा एक्सप्लेन तो करिए कि पानी यूं मत डाले जाओ, ऋतु देख के फसल उगाओ।
सिंपल है छोटे, कि अपने लक्ष्य को दिमाग में रख कर इन्वेस्ट करना सीखो, पैसा ऐसे ही मत लगाते जाओ।
ओ तो ये बात है।
हाँ छोटे, अगर पढ़ाई के लिए या किसी की शादी के लिए जोड़ना है रुपया, तो उसी हिसाब से तो इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा ना भैया।
बड़े भैया,
छोटे,
भारत के सबसे बड़े स्टॉक एक्सचेंज NSE द्वारा निवेशकों के हित में जारी।
Welcome back to Market Mantra, and to resume our discussion with our business analyst Jayanto Das. Jayanto, once again a warm welcome to you on Market Mantra, and it's requested because I believe there is some background noise. If that can be filtered out, that would be great for our listeners. The question to you is that we are seeing a decline in the US stock indices, Jayanto, because of expectation that the Fed will wind down asset purchases before the due date of May. How concerned should emerging markets like India should be? Because we're seeing a bearish stance as far as our markets are concerned. Net sellers, the FII, FPI, DIRs are looking to short cover, but they're not able to match them in terms of buying interest. How do you see the Federal Reserve and the US stock market integral to asset valuation in our country?
Well, typically for once, I don't think this will be an extremely good December to end as of previous years, because the normal trend has been, despite all churns and challenges year round, December always has been ending well for Wall Street for decades. Now, with the Omicron threat, and as we read out with, masks being one time being introduced as a compulsory measure in many of the stores and things like that, what I believe is we look forward to a Christmas of uncertainty, and that would also pay off in terms of how the Indian markets behave, especially not only the stock market but also the rupee. So having said so, what I also believe is now one thing is for sure, the clawback of the stimulus packages which were introduced during COVID times in the US market are certainly now going to happen by February and March. So if that thing happens and there is an interest rate hike happening in the horizon around June, so all these things put together, we do look forward to local challenges in terms of monetary measures and things like that.
Very briefly, producer prices in the US have gone up. Clearly, there is a rise in inflation. Do you see a cascading effect to India, especially with oil prices now on the downside? Do you see commodity prices going up, like steel, again, for instance? Very briefly.
Well, a bit unsure, because although it's 40%, 40 years high in the US market in terms of inflation, the domestic pressures are also there, but a bit unsure in terms of how the commodity prices will pan up. Oil prices are more uncertain because of, once again, the Omicron virus coming back, and they believe that it might cut on the overall economic growth and requirement of the global countries in that.
Right.
जी, और अब खबर मंत्रिमंडल से जुड़े फैसलों की। केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडल ने रुपे डेबिट कार्ड और कम धनराशि वाले भीम यूपीआई लेन देन को बढ़ावा देने के लिए प्रोत्साहन योजना को मंजूरी दी है। केंद्रीय मंत्री अश्विनी वैष्णव ने बताया कि बैंकों को लेन देन राशि के कुछ प्रतिशत का भुगतान करके कम राशि वाले भीम यूपीआई लेन देन के लिए प्रोत्साहित किया जाएगा। केंद्रीय मंत्री ने कहा कि ये पहल डिजिटल भुगतान के मजबूत इकोसिस्टम के निर्माण में बैंकों को सुविधा प्रदान करेगी। श्री वैष्णव ने कहा कि इससे रुपे डेबिट कार्ड और भीम यूपीआई डिजिटल लेन देन को काफी बढ़ावा मिलेगा और देश में डिजिटल भुगतान की संख्या में वृद्धि होगी। जयंता, यहाँ आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि केंद्र सरकार के स्तर पर डिजिटल लेन देन को बढ़ावा देने के लिए पिछले कई सालों से प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं। ये जो आज प्रोत्साहन योजना आज मंजूरी दी है सरकार ने, इसको आप कितना महत्वपूर्ण मान रहे हैं?
देखिए, डिजिटल पेमेंट का जो सिस्टम है, ये भारत में जिस तरह का आंकड़े पहुंचे हुए हैं, हम लोग गर्व के साथ कह सकते हैं कि ये वॉल्यूम वाइज वर्ल्ड का वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट है इन टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन, इन टर्म्स ऑफ यूजर बेस। साथ में ये भी हमें समझना चाहिए कि जो सुविधा का साथ साथ काफी सारे ट्रांसपेरेंसी, काफी सारे प्रोसेसेस इन ट्रांजैक्शन, ये सारी चीजें, काफी सारी चीजें जब ऑनलाइन हो जाते हैं, कोई भी न्यू एज इकोनॉमी, खास करके अगर हम उसमें गर्व हम लोग महसूस करते हैं कि भाई हमारा न्यू एज इकोनॉमी हमें आगे बढ़ना चाहिए, तो ये नीतिगत रूप से जो सहायता मिला है सरकार द्वारा उसमें मैं मानता हूँ कि डिजिटल एज का देयर इज अ ह्यूज अपॉर्चुनिटी नाउ फॉर इन द मार्केट। एंड ये मत भूलिए कि यूजेज के साथ साथ देयर आर लॉट ऑफ न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर जॉब्स, एम्प्लॉयमेंट एंड कंपनीज।
In more news, the Union Cabinet has approved the program for development of semiconductors and display manufacturing ecosystem in the country. Briefing reporters after the Cabinet meeting in New Delhi today, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur said 76,000 crore rupees will be spent on this project in the next 6 years. He said this will strengthen India's journey towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. And we're heading for a short break, so please stay tuned on Market Mantra.
बड़े भैया इस दोहे को जरा एक्सप्लेन तो करिए कि बिना विचारे जो करे सो पाछे पछताए, काम बिगाड़े आप नो जग में हो फसाए।
सिंपल है छोटे कि बिना विचार किए अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे तो बाद में पछताएंगे और लोग हारेंगे।
वो तो ये बात है।
हाँ छोटे, लोगों की बातों में मत पड़िए, इन्वेस्टमेंट सोच समझ कर आज से ही करिए।
बड़े भैया
अरे छोटे,
भारत के सबसे बड़े स्टॉक एक्सचेंज NSE द्वारा निवेशकों के हित में जारी।
सोच कर समझ कर इन्वेस्ट कर।
Welcome back to Market Mantra. And more news. The new year will herald the return of normalcy and witness a growth momentum gaining steam. An American brokerage today pegging the real GDP growth estimate for India at 8.2% for the financial year 2022-23. The low vaccination rates and the emergence of the Omicron variant were flagged as factors which are creating considerable uncertainty for growth, which will be lower than current year's growth. From a sectoral perspective, growth in agriculture, forestry and fishing will come at 3.5% in the next financial year. Industry to grow at 7.1%. Manufacturing is forecast to grow at 7%, while services are estimated to grow at 7.9% in the financial year 2023. The brokerage said inflation will be on the rise going ahead and pegged the headline number to be at 5.6% next fiscal. Let's have a look at the oil market now. Global crude oil prices fell for the third straight day on growing expectations that supply growth will outpace demand growth next year, even though the Omicron coronavirus variant is not seen curbing mobility as sharply as earlier COVID-19 variants. So Brent crude futures dropped 91 cents to trade at $72.79 a barrel. The U.S. crude futures fell $1.05 to $69.68 a barrel. Jayant, I hope you're still with us on Market Mantra.
Yeah.
Very briefly, if the Omicron variant is not interfering with international travel, why is it that the prices, the futures prices are coming down at this rate? What is the rate in the spot market? Should the OPEC be concerned at low prices right now?
Well, the type of soundbite coming from global leaders, I think OPEC should be seriously concerned, specifically in the fact that the UK Prime Minister has said there is a tsunami of cases expected in the next 48 to 96 hours. This is said around day before yesterday.
Right.
So taking a cue from there, I guess there is a lot of uncertainty, and as a result of which we have oil prices at this point of time weakening.
जी, और अब बात दिल्ली सराफा बाजार की। दिल्ली सराफा बाजार में आज सोना 297 रुपए सस्ता होकर 47,019 रुपए प्रति 10 ग्राम रहा। चांदी भी 556 रुपए टूटकर 59,569 रुपए प्रति किलोग्राम के स्तर पर आ गई। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय बाजार में सोना मंदी के साथ $1,769 प्रति औंस पर कारोबार कर रहा था। चांदी $21.92 प्रति औंस पर सपाट बनी रही।
Very briefly, Jayantu, if you're still with us, do you expect gold and silver prices to go up because of inflation?
Well, I believe that gold will hold on at this present levels, and the chances of further growth will be much more better here. There is more uncertainty falling in and the stock market weakening.
Thank you so much, Jayantu Das, for being with us on Market Mantra, and do join us again for our next edition of Market Mantra. And before we close, a reminder of the headlines. At the stock markets falling for the third straight day, Sensex drops by 329 points. Nifty slips 104 points. Rupee weakens by 36 paise against the US dollar. The Union Cabinet clears production-linked incentive scheme for semiconductors and display manufacturing worth 76,000 crore rupees. And Bank of America forecasts Indian economy to grow at 8.2% next fiscal. And that's it in this edition of Market Mantra for now. Goodbye.
नमस्कार।
बड़े भैया इस कहावत को जरा एक्सप्लेन तो करिए कि बूंद बूंद से सागर भर जाता है।
सिंपल है छोटे कि छोटी छोटी इन्वेस्टमेंट जुड़कर बड़ी इन्वेस्टमेंट बन जाती है।
ओ तो ये बात है।
हाँ छोटे, जब ढेर सारे पैसे होंगे उस दिन का इंतजार मत करिए, जितना भी पैसा हो इन्वेस्ट करना शुरू करिए।
बड़े भैया।
अरे छोटे,
भारत के सबसे बड़े स्टॉक एक्सचेंज NSE द्वारा निवेशकों के हित में जारी।
सोचकर समझकर इन्वेस्ट कर।
Market Mantra brought to you by
नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज।
Market Mantra